Hey guys, Michael here from michaelsherlock.com. I'm here with the Sprint branded HTC Touch Pro2 and I'm going to walk you through the software. Now this is running Windows Mobile 6.1 and it's been confirmed to me through Sprint that this will be upgradable via a software update from Sprint to Windows Mobile 6.5. But right now it is Windows Mobile 6.1, but what HTC does is they put a little wrapping over top of the regular Windows Mobile, and as you can see it uses TouchFlo 3D 2.1.384161, and that's basically this interface that you see right now on top of everything. So we'll start off with the home screen. So in the top left you have your start menu. Now this isn't like start menus you've seen in the past. It's not just a list of Windows Mobile, all your applications. It's a list of quick launch applications that you've set. Now a lot of these are defaults, but I'll show you how to remove one and then add one. So to remove it, you just click remove, click the X button, click done, and it's gone. So NASCAR Mobile, for instance, was one of the ones pre-installed. If you don't want it, remove it. So to add one, just click add, and you can scroll through the list. I'm going to add Word Mobile back. And now quick access is Word Mobile. You can just tap on it and it'll open Word Mobile. Here's just a typing test, just something quick that I accidentally saved. So if you click on it, you can go down here. This is the button that exposes the keyboard for pretty much almost everything. Click OK. I guess it'll save. I won't go back to the home screen. Up here you have this is your notification bar, so it'll give you different notifications such as you have a new message, you have a new phone call that you haven't heard, a new email. But right now it's just telling me that I'm on EVDO, pretty good signal strength, how loud it is, the battery indicator, and then if I click over here, it'll show me my resources, so what applications I have open, what my system resources are, and I can actually close the app right from there to save some resources. Now also the big thing on the home screen is the clock. You can flick down if you just want a smaller digital clock, but if you like the more animated one, you have that as well. You can also open up your contacts directly from here and your camera right from there. And camera is actually a pretty interesting thing. Let's see if that can focus. You can actually, similar to the iPhone, you can tap where you want it to focus. Then you can click here to take the picture or look at different settings that you have. So you can go to options, you can change the white balance, brightness, timer, ISO. You can also look at other pictures you have. And the last thing I want to mention is that this works in both landscape and portrait mode, this TouchFlo interface. So if I open up the keyboard, as you can see, it'll go to the other orientation, and then by clicking here, we have all the same stuff. We'll stick with landscape for now though. So the next thing up is people. So people, basically you can go through your contacts, add them, and add a favorite. So if you want to access somebody over and over again, you can go ahead and access them pretty quickly right from here. And also you have menus, so you can always go back and see it in a list view if you want to. Mail. So these are just different emails that you have for your email accounts. So here's the revived one, my email account, the revived one at gmail.com, which is where I get all my YouTube emails, so YouTube service, and also where you guys can send me questions and comments. So I can see a preview of them here, but if I actually wanted to see the entire email, I can just tap on it and it'll open it up here, and I can reply or view, download the rest of the message, whatever it may be. So we'll go back. And then from there you can delete all that stuff. So we'll close, click OK. There you go. And you can create a new message just by tapping that. Messages. So here's your text messages. You can just go ahead, or MMS I guess. You can click there and you can just do a new MMS, send it to somebody, type something in. Again, you have your different keyboards, and I showed you text input already, so there's nothing too interesting here. So we're not going to save that to drafts. And then also you can just look at your new text messages here and click on one. if you want to see what it is. This was just an auto message for something I was doing. So calendar's pretty simple. You just tap on the date. You can add a new appointment. Then you can change the subject, the start time, location, pretty much all that standard stuff that you have. You can also add notes to it. So if there's something you want to remember about this, whatever that may be, you can go ahead and do that pretty easily. Internet. So the internet is pretty simple. You can launch the browser just by clicking here. It'll launch the Sprint homepage or whatever homepage that you use. We'll close out of that. Right here you can type anything you want into Google and then press search and it'll search it on Google. And then the last thing are these push pages. So basically what that is, you put in an address, a web address, and it'll automatically refresh the page based on what happens. So that was a pretty bad example, but if let's say I added michaelsherlock.com here, I added Michael Sherlock as the title, michaelsherlock.com as the address, and I changed the frequency. So that's how many times or how frequent it'll refresh that page and download the most recent version of it. So if there's a website that you like to go to a lot and it's frequently updated, you can add it as a push page. So every time you go to your browsing section, you can just tap on it and it'll give you the latest version of it up to whatever your frequency is. So there's much less of loading when there's time for you to actually access the content that you're looking for. It'll just do it in the background. Now again, that can have a little effect on battery as well as data usage, but a lot of people have unlimited data plans, so it's not an issue. Photos and videos. So this is just how you view them, and you can also take photos and videos right by clicking in the top over there. So we can go ahead and close out of that, and video would be here. It's pretty much the same thing. You can just slide through the different pictures almost as if they're on a table, and you can just tap on one to actually view it. Come on. There we go. And then you can just continue to go through them. It's not as fluid as I would like. It's a little bit choppy and doesn't work perfectly every time. But what are you going to do? So next up is Sprint Music. I already walked you through Sprint Music, Sprint Navigation, and Sprint TV. Already did all that. So weather. So it'll download weather data for whatever city you have put in, and then you can also have multiple different cities. So you can just scroll through up and down and give you updated listings for the different cities that you have. Also, something I want to note, you can actually scroll through each of these just by sliding to the right or left. So the last is stocks. You can look at your different stocks here. Pretty simple stuff. If you wanted to get more information on the Sprint stock, you can click on it. It'll give you more detail via Yahoo Finance, a little graph. Last is settings. So from here you can sync your data via Active Sync. You can look at sound, wallpaper, communications. You can customize your tabs, so we'll go ahead and look at that. This is a resistive touchscreen. So you can choose what you want to have and what you don't. You can also change the order depending on what you like. But let's say you're never going to use Sprint Navigation. You can just uncheck it, click Done, and it won't be there anymore. And just give it a second. It'll relaunch TouchFlo 3D, and this is kind of a hassle. It'll happen every time you turn your phone on and off. It takes a little bit of time for TouchFlo to actually launch, but as you can see, it's no longer there. So you also have customized tabs, your contact card for your contact information. You can update your mail, your screen rotation for your G sensor, as well as your about. So again, I'm Michael Sherlock from michaelsherlock.com. This is just my walkthrough of the Sprint branded HTC Touch Pro2 software. Again, this is TouchFlo 3D 2. Whatever the version number is, running on top of Windows Mobile 6.1. But if you were to buy a Sprint branded HTC Touch Pro2, know that a software update is coming in the future to allow you to use 6.5 when it becomes available. And also, I used a stylus throughout this video just to make sure my clicks were a little bit more accurate. But this is full finger friendly. Even though it's a resistive screen, it works pretty well, and you can still do pretty much everything with your finger. Thanks for watching, and have a good day.